Season 1 is here, along with the title update, so of course I wanted to highlight what I think are the best parts, then get into some thoughts about everything at the end, with a focus on the progression side, cause that's what I do. Well, the most exciting thing has got to be that we got a whole new game mode on the main menu, Store. Wow, I can't wait to play it. Okay, in the update notes, full thing linked below, what I was actually interested in was the talk about camos. As promised, now all player-driven vehicles will count towards launcher ground streaks. I'll probably make a standalone thing about hunting these for the sake of formally updating the guide, but bottom line, there is now a consistent way to do this challenge, especially for the Joker, which was a complete joke before, but then a lot of these other things they listed, I don't understand what changed. They said 357 camo challenge. I know it was bugged at launch. For me, I thought it was all fixed. But when I went digging, I saw some other people are still having a problem with the killed challenge being bugged, like the knife as well, and if I'm not mistaken, Damascus is still impossible right now. Yeah. Then they said various updates to other camo challenges. Well, when I went through a bunch of my weapons with the help of my spreadsheet, I couldn't find anything. Figured I'd start with the main things people tend to complain about, like the number of mounted kills or long shots. I couldn't find any changes. Same with the number of launcher ground streaks, still being 75, although they are easy now in Ground War. So I don't know what various updates was referring to. It could be something I already have unlocked, like the Riot Shield 3 kill streaks being reduced to 10 to match the knife maybe, but I can't check. Also, the descriptions for the launcher topography and stripes camos still don't tell you that you need the spotter and cold-blooded perks respectively. I've been keeping my Pila like this so I can keep checking in on those, so really not a big patch. Weapon-wise, only the 357 snake shot was changed, didn't take long for that to catch a nerf, but that's it. So moving on to Season 1 content stuff. In terms of ribbon challenges, for the previous season they delivered the emblems, not only your highest accomplishment, but all of them that you earned, in case you wanted a lower one. Pretty much what I was expecting, although it would definitely be cooler if you could replace your 5-star general emblem with your current ribbon challenge progress, like a prestige emblem, or if previous seasons could be featured on your player card in some way, because as soon as I want to use any other emblem, this one gets completely forgotten about. The new set of challenges is all looking very similar. We have 100 new challenges, new in quotes, because you can find many repeats that are just mixed up order-wise, like quad feeds, karma, and resistance all coming back. Plenty of new things too, a lot of the streaks that weren't featured in the first set. Juggernaut kills, oh boy. You can get a feeling for what we'll be seeing through reading the titles. I'll get to work on unlocking those. It looks like more XP is required per officer level. I remember it starting out at 12,000 per level. Now it's starting at 20,000, and we'll see how that ramps up, if it does, in the later officer levels. But remember that you don't have to slog through level 1 to 55 this time, so I expect it to be faster or very similar to reach level 155 this time around, and the season is nearly twice as long, so plenty of time to get there. As for new mission challenges, there are 3 new blueprints and then 12 operator skin missions, which you're able to start working on when you get to that tier in the battle pass. So how about that big old battle pass? All this content was showed off in advance if you've been following the news. It's a pretty standard battle pass with 23 tiers you can earn for free, spread out throughout the entire pass, and 81 tiers you'll only earn if you choose to pay for the pass. But it is all cosmetic. This is the content breakdown of what you're getting. Of course, if you pay for the pass, you'll also get the free stuff, so if you grind through all the tiers, you'll end up with all of that added together, 1,300 COD points, and so on. So in theory, you can make all your COD points back and more, which means you can hopefully buy the next season without putting in any more money. I assume that the season battle passes will never increase from costing 1,000 COD points, or they give you less than 1,000 back in future seasons. No guarantees, I suppose, but no doubt there'd be a lot of backlash if they pull a bamboozle and up the price to 1,500, forcing you to buy a few more. Oh, and before you think I bought that many COD points, hell no, my friend, I've never bought any COD points. I have those left over. Those are the free bonuses from buying previous COD games. I've just never used any of them on anything until now. I'm sure I have even more locked away on my PS4 account. Also, you can choose to buy the pass at any point, and you will get all the previous rewards. So let's say you don't know how much you're going to play, and you don't want to buy it right away in case you aren't going to get enough value, or you don't know if you'll be able to get the 1000 COD points back, if that's your main concern, meaning you would need to reach tier 74. There are 62 days in the season, though. There was some confusion with it saying 28 days at first, which would be a serious crunch for most people. But no, you have 2 months, much more time than we had for Season 0. But either way, you can grind through the tiers first, then decide if you want to pay for all the items you got to. You can also purchase your way through the tiers for 150 COD points each, which, I mean, I would never want to do. Seems expensive and unfun, but you do you. I'd at least recommend playing through the season and then deciding if you want to buy a few tiers at the end. If you buy them up front, you'll be out a bunch of cash and have nothing to be playing for. And we could end up seeing them get discounted at the end of the season like in Black Ops 4. I'll get more into Battle Pass opinions later. Finally, of course, we've got the maps. Not everything that was on the poster all at once, though. This drip feed was expected, even though I disagree with it. The rest of the content will be coming over the season with something new every week. So Crash is the only new core map we have right now, along with Atrium and Cargo for gunfight, Port for ground war, the pitch black Spec Ops mission, although I can only see it when I queue, not in a private match, and it kept putting me into safeguard, so I gave up. And finally, there's the just reward operation. Sadly, gotta wait for everything else, like Vacant and Shipment, the rest of the game modes and the gunfight and the co-op stuff. Of course, Port has Vacant inside of it, so you can explore that early if you want to. No doubt we'll be seeing more of this, like how we know about Scrapyard in Operation Crosswind. Can't wait for Season 2 when we get the Boneyard ground war map, along with Scrapyard for 6v6. I made that up, but it isn't too much of a stretch. And I heard someone found what looks like Broadcast, the COD 4 DLC map, on Verdansk as well, and it's also part of the leaks, and the end of the Season 1 intro cutscene thing looked pretty broadcasty too. Anyway, no doubt they'll keep using Verdansk to keep up with this rapid content delivery thing they have planned, and I have no problem with that part at all. I know some people call it lazy, but I mean, they did make all this map content. Like, the ground war maps aren't lazy because they're part of a bigger map. They still made it all. So I'm in favor of cropping up parts of things to make for more content. Go for it. It would be a waste if they only used this for operations or only for a battle royale when they can easily extract a ton of multiplayer stuff from it. Well then, good time to transition into more thoughts on everything. Overall, Season 1 will be a nice bundle of content, but I do wish we got more of it all at once. Not only were a lot of people expecting that, I'm sure, who just saw the poster and didn't read into it, because I mean, it looks like a standard DLC update poster. If they wanted to present it clearly as a roadmap, they should have included dates. And I mean, it's just nice to have a big hype update with a ton to do, even if that means nothing new for a few weeks after that. But I do like the narrative approach to content. Booting up the game and getting that cinematic intro to Crash was pretty neat. Looking forward to the rest of the content, because for right now, all that happened in my eyes is they took out literally my two favorite things, Shoot House 24/7 and the gunfight tournament. And also Gun Game, I'm sure some people enjoyed, but now they're gone, which is a bummer, especially when they don't have what could be seen as the replacements for those things in the game yet, because Shipment will be coming as the new chaotic grind map, and Infected will be coming as a new party mode, but they're not here yet. And why remove Gun Game anyway? I wasn't even playing it, but they should really have a few party modes that stay in the game. Well, rip Gun Game for now, and we'll see how Shipment is incorporated, probably into a Season 1 24/7 with Crash, Vacant, and Shipment. I was hoping to see them add to a Chaos 24/7 playlist with Shoot House, Shipment, and I'm sure Rust at some point in a future season, but this is what we got for now. Of course, they love to hit people over the head with the fact that it is all free, and that may sting a little with how some things, especially Special Ops, seemed quite held back at launch content-wise for the sake of having these free updates. Well, we're gonna keep getting more of these. At a certain point, there will be an impressive amount of content in the game for free, and the map count has felt held back in other recent years too, except this year I only paid $60 for the thing, so I guess that's good. And getting this content at the same time on all platforms really is massive. Just reaffirms how little of a shit I give about not playing Spec Ops Survival. Yeah, exclusivity sucks any way you put it. I know, same amount of money for a lesser product and all that, but I 100% want to be playing on PC. I care more about the features and convenience I get here than I do about survival mode already. And then imagine waiting a week to get every content update if you're an Xbox or PC player. Jesus, how is that not a bigger deal than survival? Now that would make it a seriously lesser product or a lesser experience for the same cost in my eyes. So yeah, exclusivity bad, but this was clearly a beneficial trade-off to me, getting rid of that wait period. I know not everyone agrees, but I stand by that. And I mean, I know many people were just confused on what was going on. I still get comments from people who wholeheartedly believed that all of Special Ops was going to be exclusive to PS4 and not just the survival mode. It's insane how widespread that misinformation was. Anyway, then there's the Battle Pass. Gotta say, as far as Battle Passes go, I think they did a good job here. Or if I were to be more pessimistic, I could say they haven't fucked things up yet. But I think it's important to appreciate when things are done well. If you complain all the time, it doesn't mean anything. The fact that there are tons of ways they could have gone very wrong, and they didn't, is pretty cool. The 2 new weapons are of course free, which is to be expected this early in the cycle. They wouldn't be screwing that up, but it was good to see them at tier 15 and 31, whereas in Black Ops 4, along with its season pass and drops and whatever nonsense, also had their big ticket items like weapons, usually at places like tier 50 and 100, which is much less achievable for the average player when you apply their rough estimate of 1 hour per tier. Hopefully they aren't waiting for future seasons to try to get away with pushing them deeper into the pass, but tier 15 and 31, anyone can do that. And when I say 1 hour per tier, that's what they said, but other people were saying closer to half an hour per tier, because thankfully it is purportedly not a time played system like BO4, it is XP based. I'll have to do some more testing on that, but thank God, so you actually care about playing the game, because you will go faster if you play better. It also means co-op operations will count too. They are pretty good XP after all, just not for weapons or challenges. I really need to test it to see what's up, but I am hoping there is some truth to it being more about XP than time, because time played is a snooze fest. It's boring knowing that all you have to do is exist to get through the pass. It makes you want to find some AFK exploit. It would also mean XP will have a purpose even after you reach rank 155, and there may be working on your challenges for the season, because I expect you'll be reaching rank 155 long before the end of the pass, so that XP problem with the capped rank may not be 100% solved for people who truly no-life to the end of the pass and get bored. The good old prestige system will remain better when it comes to just showing off how much time you have invested in the game, but at least there is a longer, totally optional goal to shoot for, so your XP doesn't feel wasted. It's certainly better than it was. I still think they could just uncap the level number so it keeps increasing as an easy way to judge how much you've played in that season, even if literally nothing else happens except they allow your rank number to keep going up. That is, assuming they haven't. Nobody's at 155 yet, so we'll see, but they didn't mention it. The content of the pass is yet another thing that could have been a lot lamer. It really ain't bad. The traditional filler of emblems, stickers, calling cards, and sprays was kept to a minimum, only about a quarter of the pass, and there was a pretty big focus on the weapon blueprints and the operator skins, plus the couple new weapons and some watches, which I assume most people are more interested in, on top of getting to earn back COD points, which is excellent to see. All that stuff makes up just over half of the pass. Then there is some XP token filler too to make up the rest, but I see this as a respectable balance. This is an interesting variety of rewards, not 50 tiers of straight junk until you get to a semi-interesting gun variant. And the fact that there isn't an overabundance of filler emblems and cards in the game makes me more interested in the ones that we do have. Plus, there are no camos. There are only weapon skins in the form of blueprints, which I think is perfect. First of all, great to not see the crap where we get a camo for only SMGs or a camo for only shotguns. That would be extreme filler, but we got no camos at all, which I personally really like. I'm sure there are people who would have liked some camos, but for me, I always only care about the camos that you actually earn, and there are 100 of them, plus the mastery camos. Why would I want more camos? That said, there probably will be some in the shop or a future pass someday, and that's fine. The pricing of the pass, also reasonable, 1,000 COD points or about $10, and could be free if you also held on to some COD points from some other COD game. Finally gonna use some of these, because there was nothing I ever cared to buy or support in previous years. To me, there's nothing cool or fun about buying a non-tradable skin or some loot box of junk. Like, hey, I dumped money into a COD item that's gonna be irrelevant in a month when there's a cooler thing, and then completely forgotten about when the new game comes out. Look at my skin, everyone, I wasted money. Yeah, I'll pass, but I'm down for this system. I like being part of the season battle pass because it also involves needing to grind out some XP. You have to play to earn it. I know not everyone is going to get to the end of the pass in the 62 days, but it isn't an insane amount of grind, by no means only reserved for the true no-lifers, and either way, it's all cosmetic, so I don't see that as a flaw, that not everyone is gifted everything on day one. Yeah, there is some effort required, and that means there's something impressive about the higher tier skins. And it's also just something to do. As I was saying before, I'm glad to have a thing so that XP will mean something after your 155. So this is far more interesting than just buying skins to me. They have some pretty fancy bundles in the shop as well if that's what you want to do, but I'd rather buy into what feels like an activity that'll take a while to do over an item that I'm going to get tired of immediately and didn't have to play for. Plus, I know I'll be playing enough to earn back what I spent, so for me it's a no-brainer. Maybe you aren't a big Battle Pass fan, but as I said, as far as Battle Passes go, I think not bad at all. And with the free DLC we'll be getting, if you can separate your opinion on the gameplay from this monetization model, I would say this is the most consumer-friendly Call of Duty has ever been. To wrap this up, of course, there's no content drop that will fix some of the core issues a large group of people have with this game that we're all sick of explaining at this point, but at least soon I can hopefully go live on Shipment for the mindless grind. And yeah, still hoping to see certain big things addressed. Looking forward to seeing more of this as we go, though. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you next time.